how are his parents doing? Because his parents are private. We saw them for the first time at the funeral.
Yes.
You did such a beautiful job there. How are all of y'all doing? You talk a little bit about the kids, but how's your mom doing? I mean, I know she's devastated for you.
My mom is, Charlie and my mom, well, Charlie's family's there. Everyone's hanging in there. We're doing the best to be expected. My mom and Charlie, they were best friends. I would always say that Charlie was her favorite child. But the thing that was so special about our Sabbath dinners was that it wasn't about religious protocol. Right. It was literally going to my mom's house. My mom's battling a very rare illness. It was literally going to my mom's house for dinner with my mom. It was, again, bridging that.
There's been a wild rumor floating around online since March claiming Charlie Kirk's parents were supposedly suing Erika Kirk. The story cooled off for a bit, but now it's blowing up again all over X, with people trying to trace where it even started and whether there's any truth behind it. And honestly, based on what a lot of people have noticed, Charlie's parents don't exactly seem super close with Erika. From what I've seen, the feeling might go both ways too.
Generational gap where my kids don't have phones, they're not looking at iPads, they're not looking at screens. We're sitting together and we're talking and we're loving on each other. How was your week? What were your wins? What are you grateful for? We went around the table and talked about that. And that was what was so special about our Friday nights. And Charlie was like, we have our Friday nights. But
there are several videos and photos where they had the perfect chance to interact like a normal family. But instead, they barely even acknowledged each other. It's awkward to watch sometimes. I'm going to show multiple examples because some of these moments are really tough to explain away. The vibe seriously comes across like the in-laws would rather keep their distance than be around her. Now, obviously, keep in mind this is all alleged and largely based on public clips, online discussion, and personal opinion. Nobody here is claiming insider facts. But today, I'm going to break down the moments people keep pointing to when talking about Erika and her in-laws. Or more specifically, the moments where there seemed to be almost no interaction at all. I'll also show an interview where Erika was asked directly about Charlie's parents, and her response instantly got people talking because she appeared to dodge the topic completely. Then after that, we'll get into the lawsuit rumor itself and why it suddenly exploded online. Again. So first, let's look at this Fox News clip where the interviewer brings up Charlie's parents, the kids, and Erika's mom. And the conversation gets pretty interesting fast.
Charlie always admired your commitment to freedom, and that's something that both of you shared. So thank you. Your support of our family and the work that Charlie devoted his life to will be something I cherish forever, so thank you. To our gracious First Lady in her office for making this event possible, thank you as well. It's beautiful. To Vice President and the lovely Usha fans.
But, well, his family's hanging in there, but my mom. Charlie and my mom were best friends. That response instantly caught people's attention online. A lot of viewers were expecting her to say Charlie's parents were taking things the hardest, but instead, she shifted the focus right to her own mom. According to Erika, they were incredibly close and spent nearly every Friday together. She explained that every Friday night, her mom would take the kids and go out to dinner with them, making it sound like Charlie and her mother had a super tight bond.
Your friendship has been an unbelievable encouragement. Thank you. And to all our friends and family that are here and watching from all around the world, thank you for loving us. Thank you for praying for us and for believing in what Charlie believed in. And to our Turning Point USA staff and the Charlie Kirk Show staff, we love you more than you could ever know. And to the Turning Point USA chapters that are watching all across America right now, You are the heartbeat of this future and of this movement.
But people also started side-eyeing the interviewer's question because the whole exchange felt kind of awkward. First, she directly brought up Charlie's parents, then almost immediately pivoted toward Erika's mom and the kids, almost like she suddenly realized she didn't want to stay on that topic too long. The switch happened fast, and viewers definitely noticed it. And here's the part that keeps fueling speculation online.
Everything that Charlie built, you guys are the legacy holders of that. You are living proof that his mission did not die with him. It lives through you. And Charlie always said the next generation will decide whether freedom endures. And because of you, I know that freedom will.
Since Charlie passed, Erika has reportedly done dozens and dozens of interviews, speeches, and public appearances. Somewhere around 50 to 70, depending on how you count them. But according to people following this closely, she has barely mentioned Charlie's parents or sister at all. That silence alone has become a huge talking point online. A lot of people are saying that if the relationship was super warm and close, you'd probably expect at least one public comment praising them, something like, Charlie was raised by amazing, faith-driven parents, or talking about how much they meant to him. Instead, people keep noticing how rarely they come up in conversation, and it's making the rumors grow even louder. Anything at all would probably have stood out to people. Even something simple like acknowledging that Charlie's parents were grieving such a massive loss, while also finding comfort in their faith, would have been enough for many viewers.
You can see the parents next to Stacy. Okay.
Instead, people noticed there was basically nothing publicly said about them, and that opened the door for even more speculation online. Now, to be fair, there are other possible explanations too. Maybe Charlie's parents are extremely private and asked not to be discussed publicly. Or maybe they simply didn't want attention focused on them during interviews. Some people online have also wondered whether there may have been tension between them and Erika behind the scenes. But again, that's all speculation and personal interpretation based on public moments. One moment people keep bringing up is the Medal of Freedom ceremony, where Charlie was honored and Erika accepted the award on his behalf. You'd think an event that emotional and important might naturally bring the family together for support during such a difficult moment. But viewers immediately noticed something else instead. Erika and Charlie's parents were not even standing together in the photos that circulated online. A lot of people pointed specifically to the image where Erika is being comforted by Stacy Sheridan instead.
I will slow it down for you guys. Mom is just like,
That photo sparked a ton of discussion because some viewers expected more visible interaction between Erika and Charlie's family during such a major event. Of course, every family handles grief differently, and a single photo never tells the full story. Still, online commenters keep revisiting these moments because they believe the distance between them looked unusually noticeable. And honestly, once people started paying attention, they began spotting even more moments that they thought felt off. That ceremony also happened to fall on Charlie's birthday, which made the entire moment even more emotional for people watching. And viewers quickly pointed out that Charlie's mother was sitting right there in front of Erika during the event. Some online commenters even mentioned how emotional and exhausted she appeared in the footage, which made the situation hit even harder for them.
How are you doing? How are the kids?
Doing the best you could expect. God is good, and we have the most amazing Turning Point USA family. They've rallied around myself, my children, and, chosen family is everything. And then, of course, we're blessed with our family itself. But people like you, Ainsley, it's priceless.
What really sparked discussion online was that people felt Erika never visibly acknowledged Charlie's mother during that part of the speech. Viewers noticed she thanked friends and family, but many believed there wasn't any direct moment aimed toward his parents. That instantly led to a flood of theories and speculation across social media. Now, there are really only a couple explanations people keep debating online. One possibility is that Charlie's parents intentionally wanted privacy and asked not to be publicly mentioned during speeches or interviews. The other theory, and this is strictly opinion and online speculation, is that there may have been some distance or tension in the relationship behind the scenes.
It's priceless.
You go through this period and they have the shock of something like this happen.
Right.
We all try to relate to people. I don't know if you really could relate to this. And then all of a sudden, there are moments where you just the reality hits you. He's not coming home.
Right. The permanency, I will always struggle with the permanency.
A lot of people leaning into that second theory started pointing to another clip from the same event, where Erika walks onto the stage alongside President Trump. Viewers became hyper-focused on the body language in that footage because they claimed Erika didn't appear to turn toward Charlie's parents, while his parents also seemed to avoid looking in her direction. Whether that means anything or not is impossible to know for sure, but online detectives have definitely been analyzing every second of it. Some viewers watching the clip became completely fixated on Charlie's parents' reactions during that moment. People especially focused on his mother's expression, with many online saying she appeared very serious and didn't seem interested in looking toward Erika at all.
I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too. He did. Your friendship was amazing.
Meanwhile, some thought Charlie's dad briefly glanced in that direction, but the internet immediately started dissecting every tiny movement frame by frame. In screenshots and slowed-down clips shared online, people pointed out that Charlie's parents were seated right next to Stacey Sheridan during the ceremony. And once the footage was replayed in slow motion, commenters started building entire theories off the body language alone. Some viewers claimed Charlie's mother looked completely unfazed and avoided acknowledging Erika altogether, though, of course, that's still just interpretation based on a short public moment.
Can I have one thing? Can I have one thing? Can my children have one thing? Everything was public. We will be building the most beautiful memorial for my husband at Turning Point USA, and it will be for the world.
A lot of people online argued that in what they'd consider a more natural family situation, you might expect at least a quick glance, a small smile, or some visible sign of support during such an emotional speech. Even something subtle like eye contact could have changed how viewers interpreted the moment. Instead, people keep saying the interaction felt unusually distant, which only added more attention to the rumors already circulating. At the same time, there are completely understandable reasons why someone might seem emotionally withdrawn during a ceremony like that. Charlie's mother could have simply been overwhelmed, exhausted, grieving, or trying to stay composed without breaking down publicly. A single expression or camera angle can easily be misunderstood, but that hasn't stopped social media from turning these clips into a massive discussion. Now, sure, there's always the possibility that grief and stress played a huge role in how everyone appeared during those moments. But when people started connecting multiple clips together, many online said the overall dynamic still looked a little unusual. Again, that's all based on public footage and personal interpretation, but the speculation definitely kept growing.
And it will be spectacular, and it will have basically museum style for our Charlie, for my Charlie. But can I have one thing? Can my babies have one thing where we hold it sacred, where my husband is laid to rest, where I don't have to be worried about some secular revolutionary coming and destroying my husband's grave while my daughter is sitting there praying? One thing. This is my husband. Yes, he was Charlie Kirk to the world, and I know so many people love my husband, and I am grateful for that. But this is my husband, and I want to be able to have one thing left that is sacred to our family, to my in-laws, to my babies, and to my parents.
Another moment people heavily analyzed happened back on September 11th, when Charlie's casket was being transported back to Phoenix. It was obviously an incredibly emotional day for everyone involved. Viewers watched footage of his coffin being carried onto Air Force One for what many described as his final flight on the plane he had reportedly been so excited to travel on during his life. The emotional weight of that scene hit a lot of people hard online. But once again, internet commenters immediately focused on positioning and body language. People started paying close attention to where Charlie's parents were standing and how much physical distance there appeared to be between them and Erika throughout the footage. Social media users replayed the clips repeatedly, trying to read into every interaction and every movement. Another detail viewers pointed out was Stacey Sheridan standing closely beside Erika, comforting her while also recording on her phone. In the footage, she can reportedly be heard reassuring Erika, saying things like, "You're fine, you're good." That moment also sparked reactions online, with some people finding the scene emotional, while others thought the atmosphere felt surprisingly tense. And once again, screenshots from the event started circulating because people claimed they noticed the same pattern they had seen in earlier clips. Visible distance between Erika and Charlie's parents during deeply emotional public moments. Looking at the footage again, a lot of viewers online noticed the same thing keeps happening over and over. Erika and Charlie's parents rarely seem to stand directly together in these public moments. People pointed out that there's often some physical space between them, and many also noticed Stacey Sheridan frequently positioned in the middle. Whether that actually means anything is impossible to know for sure, but it definitely became part of the larger conversation online. There were also photos circulating of Charlie's parents standing with his sister separately near the car, away from the others. For many people watching all this unfold online, those images were genuinely emotional to see.
Clear about this. Christianity has a heavy emphasis on honoring your parents. Now, to contrast that with the prior questioner, I don't think she's doing a good job of honoring her parents because she's accusing them of being in a cult.
Yeah.
This is very important, everybody, even if your parents share values and views and a worldview that you do not have.
And to be fair, it's entirely possible that people are reading way too deeply into ordinary moments captured during an incredibly painful time. Grief affects everyone differently, and public appearances can easily be misinterpreted from the outside looking in. Still, internet commenters didn't stop there. Another interview featuring Erika started getting attention because viewers believed she briefly mentioned Charlie's actual family before quickly shifting the conversation toward TPUSA and the organization's community becoming their chosen family. That transition instantly caught people's attention online, and many started debating what they thought it revealed about the family dynamic. People online also started dissecting another interview clip because of how Erika responded when the topic of family came up. Viewers noticed that after briefly acknowledging family, she quickly shifted the focus toward the interviewer and the people at TPUSA, praising them as a huge source of support and referring to them almost like a chosen family. That wording instantly stood out to a lot of people watching. According to many commenters, this seems to happen pretty often in her public appearances. Whenever family gets mentioned, Erika tends to spend much more time talking about TPUSA, the community around the organization, and the support system she found there. That pattern has become another major talking point among people following all of this online. One moment that especially got attention was her first major speech after Charlie's passing, where viewers noticed she became extremely emotional while speaking about President Trump and the support she received from that circle. Some people watching felt that was the most heartfelt and emotional section of the entire speech. At the same time, online commenters pointed out that Charlie's parents, sister, and other relatives were not really mentioned during those emotional moments, which only added more speculation and discussion online afterward. A lot of viewers also focused on who Erika chose to thank during that speech because people online noticed she mentioned a long list of individuals and groups, from TPUSA staff and students to political figures like Trump and J.D. Vance, along with members of her security team. Comment sections immediately exploded with people debating the choices and questioning who was included versus who wasn't. What especially stood out to many commenters was that Charlie's parents reportedly were not directly mentioned during those thank you moments. That became another major point people kept bringing up while analyzing the speech online. Some viewers even joked that it felt like nearly everyone connected to the movement got acknowledged except certain close family members, which fueled even more speculation about possible tension behind the scenes.
You are biblically obligated to honor them, which means to spend time with them and to love on them and to go visit them, even if they are wearing a Black Lives Matter and in this home that we have no hate and trans lives, you still go and spend time with your parents. Because if you are incapable, in this case, of honoring your earthly father, you will never honor your heavenly father. And it's very clear in the 10 Commandments, and then I'll get down to the specific advice. In the 10 Commandments,
then people started comparing that speech to another interview where Erika did briefly speak respectfully about Charlie's parents. Online commenters noticed that appearance seemed much more structured and polished, and some speculated that portions may have been prepared in advance or guided by staff members. Of course, there's no proof of who wrote what, but internet discussions quickly turned that clip into another piece of the larger theory people have been building around the family dynamic. People online even pointed out one interview moment where Erika specifically said, "my in-laws," while appearing to read directly from notes or a teleprompter. That instantly sparked another wave of reactions, with commenters questioning whether the wording had been carefully prepared ahead of time. Some viewers took that as proof the mention felt more formal than personal, while others thought people were seriously overanalyzing a completely normal media appearance. So naturally, the internet started asking the bigger question: what does any of this actually mean? One possible explanation is something pretty common and honestly not that shocking. Sometimes spouses and in-laws simply don't click. Family tension happens all the time. Personalities clash, feelings get hurt, and relationships become complicated over the years. That alone could explain some of the awkwardness people believe they're seeing in public footage. But online speculation didn't stop there. People also started digging into Charlie's family background and publicly available information about his parents. His father, Robert W. Kirk, worked as an architect and reportedly contributed to projects including Trump Tower. His mother, Catherine Kimberly Kirk, previously worked as a trader at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange before later becoming a mental health counselor. Politically, people describe them as more moderate Republicans, and records show Robert reportedly donated to Mitt Romney's 2012 campaign. Their family was also raised Presbyterian, and one well-known story says Charlie's parents once pulled him out of a church because they felt it focused too heavily on politics instead of faith. Charlie himself reportedly said pulling him out of that church was one of the best decisions his parents ever made for him. From what's publicly known, the Kirk family lived in Chicago suburbs like Prospect Heights and Arlington Heights and kept an extremely low public profile for years. Even as Charlie became more famous politically, his parents rarely appeared publicly at events or gave interviews. A lot of people respected how private they stayed, despite all the attention surrounding him.
It is the only commandment, honor your mother and father, so that you may live long in the land of which you are in. It is the only commandment that deals with a promise and your country. You will cease to have a strong country, America, if we do not have kids honoring their parents. Everyone out there, every day, you should call your parents on a weekly basis. I know college exists a lot of the times to separate children from the parents.
There are also reports that Charlie's father may have even helped brainstorm the name Turning Point USA in the early days, which would suggest his family was supportive of his ambitions behind the scenes. At the same time, Charlie openly talked in the past about how his parents were initially unsure about his decision not to attend college. Eventually, though, they reportedly gave him a trial period to pursue his path and later backed him as his career exploded nationally. Following Charlie's passing, his sister Mary also shared a deeply personal message online that many people found emotional. In the post, she reportedly wrote, "He teased me, encouraged me, and carried a fire I admired even when I disagreed." A lot of people connected with that quote because it showed a more personal side of Charlie beyond politics and public appearances. It reminded viewers that behind the headlines was still a brother, son, and family member who had close relationships with people who knew him privately. But this is where online discussion starts getting more complicated. Some viewers keep questioning the difference between Charlie's biological family and what Erika often describes as her chosen family within TPUSA. People online have been debating whether those two worlds ever fully blended together or whether there was always some distance there. Again, nobody outside the family truly knows the answer, but that conversation has become a huge part of the speculation. What also makes people analyze this so deeply is the fact that Charlie himself constantly spoke about marriage, children, responsibility, and the importance of the family unit. He regularly emphasized serving your spouse, protecting your family, and being a strong parent. Because of that, many viewers now wonder what his personal views were regarding the bond between children and parents, and how he viewed the role of a father within the larger family dynamic. Charlie spoke many times about the importance of strong family structure, and a lot of people connected with those ideas because they reflect how families used to operate generations ago. The point being made here is that households were often built around multiple generations living closely together.
They want to try to separate you from your upbringing. Your parents aren't cool, they don't understand you, they don't share your values. The closer that you stay with your parents, even though you have disagreements, the better you will be and your nation will be. Now,
grandparents, parents, children, and extended relatives all sharing wisdom, traditions, and responsibilities. People believed that kind of setup created tighter family bonds and helped pass down values in a much deeper way. The argument is that younger generations learned directly from real-life experiences instead of only hearing secondhand stories or reading opinions online. If a grandparent lived through major historical events, for example, they could explain those experiences personally in a way no internet search or social media post ever really could. That direct connection to family history gave people a different perspective and, according to many, created stronger understanding between generations. And honestly, those themes line up pretty closely with what Charlie publicly talked about throughout his career. He regularly emphasized family unity, marriage, children, responsibility, and staying grounded in traditional values. Because of that, some people believe it's likely he remained close with his parents even if there were disagreements at times. His sister's message also hinted at that dynamic when she wrote about admiring him even when I disagreed, which many viewers interpreted as proof that differences of opinion didn't necessarily destroy the family bond. So for a lot of people following this story, that's why the rumored tension between Erika and Charlie's parents feels so interesting. Because it seems difficult to square with the family-centered message Charlie promoted publicly for years. That's really the question many people online keep coming back to. Since Charlie spoke so strongly about faith, family, and honoring parents, some viewers expected to see more public warmth or acknowledgement between Erika and his family after his passing. Instead, people watching these clips felt there seemed to be noticeable distance. Of course, all of this is based only on public appearances and personal interpretation. Nobody outside the family truly knows what their private relationships are like. And to be fair, there's always the chance the situation simply looks awkward from the outside while being completely different in reality. Public grief can be incredibly complicated, and short clips often don't tell the full story. Still, many online commenters remain skeptical because they believe the pattern has repeated too many times across different events and interviews. Then things escalated even further back in March when a rumor started spreading across X involving a possible legal dispute connected to Charlie's name and likeness. The claim resurfaced again this past weekend, and people quickly began tracing where it originally came from. One of the main sources being shared online was an account called Sword Truth, which posted allegations involving trademark filings tied to Erika Kirk. According to the post circulating online, Erika allegedly filed federal trademark applications on October 4th, 2025, connected to Charlie Kirk's name and likeness. The claims suggested the filings covered areas like education, entertainment, clothing, media, fundraising, and other commercial categories. Social media users immediately exploded with theories about what that could mean, with some framing it as a business move while others viewed it as controversial. It's important to note, though, that these are still online allegations and interpretations of public filings, not proof of wrongdoing. But once the rumor started spreading, people began connecting it to all the previous speculation about the family dynamic, which is why the story suddenly gained so much traction again online. The post didn't hold back at all. It framed the trademark filings as far more than just routine legal paperwork and claimed Erika was allegedly trying to gain personal control over Charlie Kirk's name, image, and legacy. According to the viral post, this wasn't being presented as a simple effort to preserve his public legacy. The account accused her of attempting to commercially control branding tied to Charlie's career and public identity. The allegations went even further, claiming the filings were supposedly designed to bypass the Kirk family trust and redirect future financial control connected to Charlie's name and work. The post also claimed Charlie's parents, Robert and Catherine Kirk, were allegedly pushing back through court proceedings in Maricopa County. On top of that, it stated that trademark applications had been suspended by the USPTO and were under dispute, which instantly sent social media into a frenzy. Then the tone of the post became even more explosive. It accused Erika of publicly presenting herself as a grieving widow while privately working through legal channels to secure commercial ownership tied to Charlie's identity. The account framed the situation as a battle over money, branding, and control of the movement Charlie helped build, and people online immediately began choosing sides. A huge part of the outrage came from the argument that TPUSA supporters believed the organization was always supposed to be centered around Charlie's mission and message rather than ownership battles or financial disputes. The viral posts suggested that people were now questioning who controls Charlie's legacy, his public image, and any future business tied to his name. Now, importantly, these are still allegations and claims circulating online, not proven facts established in court. Trademark disputes after the death of a public figure can become legally complicated very quickly, especially when family trusts, estates, business entities, and branding rights are involved. But once these accusations hit X, the rumors exploded because many people connected them with all the earlier speculation surrounding Erika's relationship with Charlie's family. The people pushing this story online argue that when you combine the trademark filings, the reported court dispute rumors, and the public clips people have been analyzing for months, it creates what they see as a larger pattern. Supporters of that theory claim the optics look suspicious, especially because the filings reportedly covered areas like media, podcasts, education, fundraising, and merchandise tied to Charlie Kirk's name and public identity. What does appear to be publicly verifiable is that federal trademark applications connected to the name Charlie Kirk were reportedly filed on October 4th, 2025. Those filings allegedly covered categories tied to entertainment, educational services, podcasts, and related branding uses. That part is what many online researchers point to as the factual foundation behind the rumors. Where things become much less clear is the lawsuit claim itself. As of now, there does not appear to be confirmed reporting from major mainstream outlets about an active public legal battle between Erika Kirk and Charlie's parents. Some accounts on X, including Project Constitution, have claimed court filings exist but are sealed from public view. However, those claims remain unverified publicly, which is why the situation is still largely being discussed as rumor and speculation online rather than confirmed fact. That's also why it's important for people covering stories like this to separate verified information from theories and assumptions. Public records, trademark filings, and documented interviews are one thing. But rumors can quickly spiral far beyond what's actually confirmed. A lot of creators and online researchers following Charlie Kirk's story have spent months trying to sort through conflicting claims, and many viewers appreciate when people clearly label what's verified versus what is still uncertain or developing. And honestly, that's an important point to make. Charlie's parents have stayed extremely private for years, even while he became one of the biggest political figures online. They don't seem interested in podcasts, interviews, media attention, or becoming public personalities themselves, and people should absolutely respect those boundaries. Public curiosity is one thing, but digging into private family members who clearly want to stay out of the spotlight can cross a line fast. At the end of the day, a lot of this conversation is still built around public clips, speculation, and personal interpretation. Some viewers believe Charlie stayed very close with his parents, despite occasional disagreements, while others think Erika's relationship with the family may have been more complicated behind the scenes. But without direct confirmation from the people involved, nobody truly knows the full story. At the end of the day, there are still way more questions than answers when it comes to this entire situation. Some people are convinced the public clips, interviews, and trademark filings point toward real tension behind the scenes, while others think the internet may be reading way too much into a grieving family trying to navigate painful moments in public. Until something is officially confirmed, a lot of this remains speculation mixed with publicly available information and personal opinions. One thing is clear, though. People are paying very close attention to every detail connected to Charlie's legacy, his family, and the future of everything he built. And if any verified updates come out regarding the rumors, trademark filings, or alleged court situation, we'll definitely be covering them here. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with anyone following the story. And most importantly, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think people are spotting real signs of tension here, or is the internet completely overanalyzing ordinary moments?